Good night, guys, and welcome back. And today we have a question that was requested by one of our awesome students, William. So, this question itself is under the topic of unequal sharing. And like I told you guys, this is one of the most challenging topics for the SE exam. In fact, when I get requests from parents, students for questions to give a walkthrough to, this is by far the most requested topic. So, first step in this question is let's read it together. Stacy scored 240 marks in three subjects for weekly tests. Each was out of 100. So, guys, that's our first clue. Each subject was out of 100. She did three subjects, so the maximum score would be 300. However, she scored 240 marks. She got 3/5 of her math correct. So, guys, check it out. That is actually the biggest hint in this question. So, the maximum amount of marks. Okay, so I will do some writing. I have the iPad on a stand, so I'm going to try to write as neatly as possible. So, maximum mark in maths. Guys, that's alliteration. Maximum marks in maths is 100, right? They said each was out of 100. She got 3/5 of her math mark correct. Now, guys, when we go into section 2, section 3 questions, these questions are not difficult at all. But here's the trick. This is what a lot of students have trouble with. These questions have more than one topics built in. So you may think, hey, this is an unequal sharing question, but why do we have fractions? Why do we have 3/5? And yes, section 3 questions are multi-part, multi-discipline, multi-topic questions. So maximum mark in maths is 100, and she got 3/5 of her maths marked correct. So of is another word for multiply, just like product of multiply. So we just put 3 over 5 multiplied by 100 marks over 1. 5 into 5, 1, 5 into 100, 20. And 3 multiplied by 20 is 60 marks. Guys, that is 1 mark already for working this out. And yes, I know it is not unequal sharing, but that's the reason why I always want you guys to practice every single topic. All of these topics are interrelated, and you guys heard me say it a billion times. I think the most important topic is number operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Why? Because those things come in every single topic. From perimeter, we have multiplication, volume multiplication again, fractions, percentages. You need to know those four things really well. Okay, so that's 1 mark right there, if you guys got that correct. Now, this is the part where we apply what we learned in that class. And in that class, I'll show you guys what we have to do. So, and 20 more marks in spelling than science. So she got 20 more marks in spelling. So spelling must have more. This is another area in which students have trouble sometimes because of nervousness, anxiety, running out of time. They might put the extra marks somewhere else, right? They might give it into science than in spelling. So this is what we have to do. She scored 60 marks in maths. She scored 240 marks in total. So, how much marks does she have left to split between spelling and science? So, 240 minus 60, and that will give us 180 marks. So, this 180 marks has to be split between spelling and science, right? Also, guys, remember, we could when we finish with this question, we have to check over. And when we add up all of the marks, the maths marks, spelling, and science, they cannot be more than 240. Right? So, guys, these questions are self-correcting, because if we get something other than 240, we know we have to double check. Okay, good. Now to the next part. So this part is where we use the method I showed you guys. And I know I said it a little bit differently, but I want to explain it so that William was absent. I want to make sure he understands as well. So the first thing is, so we know we have to split 180. Now, what we have to do is a bit counterintuitive, but we know that we have to spelling has 20 more marks than science. So step number one is we remove the excess. In class, I said yeet to the excess. Yeet was just a popular term a couple of years ago for getting rid of or flinging away, basically. So we take that 180, and we subtract the 20 or the excess. Right? So in class, I explained that this is the one topic that if we use logic, we might get into some trouble because most students they want to just divide this 180 one time. But I'll show you guys in the next video why that is not a good idea. Now, don't get me wrong, guys, I love when you guys use logic. I prefer you guys to use logic and learning method as well, so you have a backup in case you forget. But this is the one topic that if we use logic, we could run into some problems. So, first step, yeet the excess. I mean, get rid of the excess amount in which one is getting more than the other. So 180 minus 20, 160. Now, remember, last week we did unequal sharing, but the week before we did equal sharing. So once you get rid of this excess, now we still keep in this 20 to the side. We have to re-add this 20. But now we just go to equal sharing, which is just division. So we take the 160 and we divide it by 2 because we have two subjects, spelling and science. And we get to a total here of 80. Now we just put spelling and we put science, and spelling gets 80 and science gets 80. Now, where do we get that from? This 80 goes here and it goes here as well. However, the excess that we just yeeted away, we have to go and be like, hey, we're so sorry. We yeeted you to the side. Please come back. And spelling got the 20 more. So we added 80 plus 20 and we get 100. So check this out. Stacy scored 100 full marks in spelling. Good job, Stacy. Imaginary character. Stacey scored 80 in science. Again, good job. That's my area of expertise as well. As that's what I taught in presentation. As well as we worked out in that was in mathematics. Yes, in maths. She scored 60. That's because I'm not her teacher. That's why. So 180 and 60. Now, final step. Let's add them back together. 100 plus 80, 180. 180 plus 60 will give us 240. So we know that this is absolutely correct. Now, William, I have a couple other key pointers on this topic, but I will make another video. It is 3:30 a.m. I have to wake up just now. So I hope this helps. William, if you need anything else, just let me know and I'll be more than happy to make more videos for you guys. Anyway, guys, have an awesome night. Take care and peace.